What's up, everyone? Wednesday Live. Here we are. Welcome in tonight, as we always are coming in, hopefully learning and just taking away one thing so that we can improve our lives. And today is going to be all about boundary setting. Now, this is a very, very big one amongst the one-on-one girls about learning how to set boundaries. So I really want you right now, as you're coming in, let's get to first find the comment section so we can kind of get to know each other first. Yeah. And so find the comment button. Let us know if you're watching this live or replay. And then also, once you say live or replay, then go ahead and let us know your name and where you're from. So I'm Danita, and I'm from Southern Utah, and kind of in that St. George area, if you guys know where like Zion National Park and Grand Canyon and all that type of stuff. That's where I'm originally from. I also lived in San Diego for quite some time, so a few of you might know me from there too. So find that comment button. It looks like some of you already found the comment button already, so awesome. So come in, find that comment button, and let us know about ourselves. Today's all about boundaries, and if you're interested about boundaries, let me know. Yes, no, boundaries? Is that a good topic that I picked tonight? You let me know. I also want to ask you, if you were to rate yourself on setting healthy boundaries on a 1 to 10 scale, where 10 is absolutely you can set those healthy boundaries and 1 is absolutely not at all, how would you rate yourself on setting healthy boundaries? Whether that's with your job, whether that's with your relationships, whether that's with your friendships, whether that's with your family, whatever it is, let us know what you got. All right, we got what's up, Barbara from hot Texas. Oh man, I bet it's hot there right now, and your humidity over there too, right? It is hot here, but we don't have any humidity over here in Southern Utah. It is dry, very dry. Not much humidity. I actually want some of your humidity, Barbara. If you could pass that on over to me, that'd be great. Awesome. So let's go ahead and rate ourselves. The question, if you're just coming in live, go ahead and just jump in with us. We're learning about boundary setting today. So hopefully we take some good, valuable information off today's live. The question I asked is, on a 1 to 10 scale, how would you rate yourself on setting healthy boundaries? It could be family, relationship, job, friends, significant other, all sorts of fun stuff. That's what our topic's about tonight. Okay, so now as you're coming in, rating yourself, what we're going to do is find out. So originally for me, several years ago, I would have rated myself at -5. For real. I had no ability to set boundaries whatsoever. So we got 3 out of 10. This is going to be a great one for you tonight then. Now, we have done quite a few podcasts on this topic specifically, and they'd be great. So make sure to always check out Booty Bands and Barbells More Than Fitness podcast. That's always kind of a great one to always listen to as far as a podcast goes, because we have real live members that come on and share their experience, and it's been life-changing. These women are just absolutely changing their lives. It's been really cool. So we've got a 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Okay, good. All right, for me, I was a -5. So you guys are at least higher than what I was where I first started. All right, so I always love to have little visuals. You guys know I love visuals. So today we're going to really have a PDF to kind of go over and share with us. And I was able to actually take this from our last podcast, and it was with Alyssa, and she's actually one of our Booty Bands members. And so if Alyssa, you're watching tonight, what's up? Get a little shout out to you because you helped me. I had 3 steps, but you gave me the 4th step. So I really appreciate that. I really think that there's 4 steps to this, and you really just kind of finalized how to really do this. So let's now find how we actually go into setting those boundaries. So the first step is really just have that awareness. Like for tonight, you guys were like, I'm a 3 out of 10, or maybe I'm a 5 out of 10. It's that first step of just awareness of it. Now, what would boundaries look like? It could be that you constantly feel like others are taking advantage of you. It could be that you are constantly feeling like you're on empty and that you have no time left for yourself. It could feel that there's infidelity going on in your relationship and you have no idea what even to do next with that. All sorts of things, right? It could even be with children as well, that we're just not even knowing how to set those. But the first step is awareness. So there's 3 key things here. If you want to take a screenshot of this, because it's really great, valuable information and great questions to journal about. So the first one is reflect and get crystal clear on your values, your limitations, and your needs. Know what's important to you. Okay. Next one is determine what you are going to accept or not. What or who is actually draining your energy? Next one is where are the blurred lines? Now I had a good question come up this week. What does blurred lines actually even mean? So blurred lines essentially means that you haven't made a rock solid line as far as what that boundary is. So I had a member this week that she had somebody move in with her. Well, she didn't have a boundary of, well, you got to pay rent and you got to pay for your own food and you got to pay for your own cat litter. Instead, it was just you can move in and hopefully you figure out when to move out. So there's a lot of blurred lines there, right? So knowing where those blurred lines are. All right, so that's step number 2. So let's go to that's step number 1. Step number 2, really apparently excited about it, is am I worthy? Now this is a very big one. Now you might think, okay, yeah, sure, I'm worthy, or you might think maybe I'm not. But if you've ever done the loop exercise with booty bands and barbells, please raise your hand or just comment in the section. Yep, I've done the loop. And it's a 3-step process where it's identifying your loop. So there's basically a patterning that goes on and why we're stuck. Step number 2 is being able to then rewrite the story and being able to get into your truth. Step number 3 is being aware of all the beliefs that are out there and how you're able to build yourself up to a 10 across the board. So you're really meant to live your life in balance and harmony. All right, so that's a 3-step process. So if you've done your loops before, go ahead and comment. I want to see if there's anybody that's in here tonight live that has done the loop. All right. If you haven't, that's something that I've been hearing is it can fast track your, let's say, therapy or just mindset work. If you've been going into therapy for 10 to 20 years, I've been hearing members say, man, that 3-step was fast tracked my results. And I wish I would have just got 3 steps instead of paying 10 or 20 years of therapy. So I'm a believer of, some therapists out there that are just kind of following a cookie cutter plan. For me, this really fast tracks it and finds the pattern because truly the pattern is why we're stuck. And so it's great awareness, okay? So step number 2 is really just kind of identifying what are our limiting beliefs. So it says go through your loop to become aware of what your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions and your outcomes are. And if you need a coach for this specifically, go ahead and comment coach down below so that we can walk you through your own loop, find your patterning, and help you break free of anything that you feel like you're constantly stuck in. Okay, so comment coach down below. This is where we will rewrite your story and discover your truth and make a list of your confirmations of your self-love loop working. Now, it's an extremely powerful exercise. So that is extremely important because a lot of if we're not setting those boundaries, it's because we are giving them value more than ourselves. So we have to have a distinct balance of value within ourselves too in order to have these boundaries. So that step number 2 is probably the most important step tonight out of all the 4 steps, but highly, highly recommend it. Let's go now to step number 3. I love this one. This is actually setting the boundary, all right, which is absolutely terrifying for a few of us if you've never set a boundary before. If you have, then good for you, but geez, when I came from a -5 of setting boundaries, it was terrifying because in some way you might fear that you're going to lose your relationship. You fear you might left abandoned. You might lose friendships. You have a lot of fears that might come up when you think of you have to set the boundary. So so let's go over these ones here. It says, say what it is that you want. Be honest, direct, and clear. Next one is use I language. Example, I feel unheard when you interrupt me. Or I feel abandoned, or I feel XYZ. And then the last one is my favorite. How do you say the first sentence when you're trying to set a boundary? You want to be tactful, validate the feelings, and be relatable. All right, so now I'm going to actually pull into the relatable and share with you on this particular process how I used the first sentence on a boundary that I did. So I have these amazing friendships in my life, and I would say friendships. And to me now, I look at friendship as more of an acquaintance, because sisterhood is a whole different type of friendship now. And for me, I remember speaking behind one of my friends' back one day. This was years ago. And I remember my fiance was like, or it was my boyfriend at the time, but he was like, "Why are you talking behind her back?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I'm terrified to tell her to her face really what she needs to change." And he goes, "Well, do you care about her as a long-term friend?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Well, then why wouldn't you just tell her to her face so that you could have more of a lifelong friendship with her?" And I was like, "Well, I'd be afraid that she wouldn't be my friend anymore." And he's like, "Well, have you ever told her that? Have you ever been vulnerable enough to share these type of feelings with her?" And I was like, "Well, no." So what I did is I actually went to her because I wanted to challenge this. And to me, I'm a believer of going towards things, not running away from them, because I know that they work. And I went towards her and I said, "You know what?" And this is how I said the first sentence. You want to be tactful, you want to validate feelings, and you want to be relatable. So what I said is, "Oh my gosh, this is so hard for me to do right now. I feel so vulnerable right now to tell you this. I've been hiding these emotions and my true feelings about this for a very long time. And I ultimately want to tell you this because I think it can make you a better person. I think it can draw a lot of people towards you. And I think it can really help you with many relationships in your life. But I'm terrified to tell you because I feel like I'm going to lose your friendship. But I'm going to tell you because ultimately the goal is I would like to have a deeper friendship with you. And if anything, not even a friendship, but a sisterhood. Because I want you to tell me the same thing if I have something that you need to tell me. So I'm opening up this vulnerability for you to also feel the same with me." What a way to set a boundary. Right? So now you're kind of seeing how we set that first sentence. And so coming from the place of the heart and being vulnerable is such a beautiful way to do that. So let's go now to step number. Any questions so far on step 1, 2, or 3 before I move now to step number 4? All right, we got some coaches that said coach down below, so we will walk you through those loops and help you support those. Step number 2, girls. All right, let's go to number 4. I love this one. Consistent. Any of you that are moms that if you weren't consistent with a boundary, it was immediately getting washed over immediately? You knew that they're going to test your boundaries. So you have to be consistent. Otherwise, the boundary doesn't work. So let's read through this one. It says, you must be consistent and enforce your boundaries. People will try and test you. So say no when necessary. I don't know if any of you have coworkers that when you say, "Oh no, I'm on a nutrition plan. I don't want to eat garbage cake tonight." And they're like, no, you really need to eat this cake. And then they just keep testing you and keep testing you. And you feel like no matter times you say no, they just keep testing, and then you finally just do it. And then you look back on it and you're just like, why can't I set a boundary? Like, why do I have to keep eating that cake? Right? So this is what this is about. Own your worth and your self-respect. And so here's how I do it now. And let's go through a couple ways we can set boundaries. So this one's going to be with coworkers. I have had those coworkers try to shove donuts down my face, I will tell you. So why? Because misery loves company. That can be one. Or 2, maybe they made it and they really want you to enjoy it, whatever, right? There's many different reasons as to why coworkers are going to try to shove cake down your face. So what I did is I looked at them and I said, I'm really working towards some fitness goals right now. And it would actually make me feel so happy if you supported me in those goals. Do you think they tried to keep pushing the cake down my throat at that point? Nah. And if they did, then I'd say, listen, you continuing to keep pushing cake down my throat right now makes me feel like you're not supporting me. And I really would love to have some support from you. It's really hard on my own. And I really appreciate it. And if there's something I can support you with, then let's support each other. So we don't eat this cake and then feel bad afterwards. Okay, so that's how I would do a coworker. Are you ready, guys, to try to test a couple other ideas now? I'm so ready for this right now. Let's think of a couple others. Yes. I will connect with you on getting these steps in paper form. Absolutely. Okay, so let's go through a couple other steps. So one is, let's say you had somebody move into your home and they are just disrespecting boundaries. They just never really maybe had boundaries, or maybe they're just walking all over the boundaries, right? Whatever it is. I would go, look, this is a really hard conversation for me to have. I want you to live in my home for me to be able to support you and for you to get onto a better journey in your life. That's ultimately the reason why I have you moving in with me, is because I want to see a higher version of yourself. The version I know that's there, I want to see her or him blossom. I feel hurt and betrayed, though, when I feel like XYZ is not being taken care of. So is there something that you can do to meet me in the middle here so we can help each other out? So I can help you meet your goals and you can help me not feel taken advantage of. Did you guys like it? All right, next one. What else should we try? All right, let's get into some real deep shit. You guys ready for this? Excuse my language, so hide your kids. Okay, next one is, let's say husband's having some infidelity. Oh, geez. How are we going to set this boundary? Husband's cheating on us. All right, what do we do? All right, here's what I would say. Honey, I see that there's been some infidelity and some mistrust that's been going on recently. And it totally hurts me. My heart feels so broken that I feel like I'm not good enough. I don't feel like I'm beautiful enough. And there must be something going on inside of you to feel like you have to resort to that. I want you to know that I would like to try to find ways that we can meet in the middle, that if you are experiencing some insecurities, that I can support you with those insecurities. So would you like to come closer into our relationship with vulnerability? Or do you want to continue to keep having a relationship with mistrust? Because I ain't doing this anymore. You better stop your shit. Okay, that was my best example. What'd you guys think? Okay, you got some examples. Thank you for bringing it up. All right, I'm going to read through your guys' examples now. So find the comment button. If you've got boundaries that we need to set tonight, go ahead and put it in the comments. We're doing it together tonight. I see this one. I work with 2 guys who make fun of my healthy food I bring to work every day. You want to see how we're going to do this? We're going to go through each one of these steps, all right? So take a deep breath and know your worth. The value's in here just as much as it's out there, okay? So that's got to get there. So step number 1 is we identify and we're aware of that there's apparently some disturbance in our boundaries. Somebody's making us not feel so good. These 2 guys at work are making fun of you. Okay, so that's number 1, awareness kicking in. Step number 2, breathe in your value. Step number 3, identify your loop. If you don't know your loop, make sure to comment coach down below so we get to understand your loop. Step number 4, we're going to be articulate with setting the boundary. So here's how we do it. Hey, you 2 guys at work, can you come here for a second? I have something really important I'd like to discuss with you. When you're making fun of my healthy food that I bring in, maybe you're doing it in more of like a sister or brother and you think maybe it's kind of fun to tease. But in reality, it actually makes me feel less than, makes me feel small, makes me feel insecure. And I actually would really like your support with me eating healthy. And if there's something that I can support you with in your life of you trying to do something too, great. But is there a way that we can find middle ground here so that we can still have a fun relationship? We can still tease each other, but maybe not this particular topic because it's a little sensitive to me. You okay with that? Because if not, get out. Okay, that's another option. That's the last final option. Just kidding. I had to add some humor there. All right, next one. What other boundaries can we set tonight? Because you know what? I told you I used to be a -5 of setting boundaries, and now I'm a +50. I can set any boundary you'd like tonight. So go ahead and comment any boundary that you're totally terrified of. I don't care if it's your best friend or your ex-husband. Bring them to the table and let's sit and have some boundaries right now. You guys ready for this? Okay, here's the next one. I would like a copy of these steps as well because going food has become difficulty shopping. Okay, so food shopping, is that a boundary? But yeah, of course I'll send you the PDF on this, absolutely. Oh, you want to set a boundary with your mother. All right, give me the juice. Tell me what we're setting the boundary with. What's the issue? How is she making you feel? You guys, we got probably another 5 minutes. So if you really want a boundary set tonight, comment it down below because I am taking those boundaries and we are mapping out all these boundaries. Oh, finances. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Finances. That can be a boundary. But let me know. I need a little bit more details. So your mother and finances, bring them in, guys. What's your boundaries we need to set? And did we take away anything from today? I mean, that's the whole point of today. Oh, those guys think your healthy eating's BS. Well, then I would say to them, you're young and dumb. Just kidding. I would say to them, well, you either pay for your health now or you pay for your health later. So if you think my eating is BS, well, then you can check in with me when I'm 80 years old and I'm running around and I'm kicking high knees and loving life over there while my healthy eating because I'm putting my health as a priority now. You might put yours as a priority later through medical bills and through medication and prescriptions. Sure, that's your option, but that's not me. So take your opinions. No, just kidding. That would be the non-healthy way to set a boundary. No, I would just, again, as I kind of mentioned earlier, I would just be like, look, you guys, I really would like your support. It's really vulnerable for me to even do this right now. It's scary for me to even come to you guys and say this. And I think that, maybe you guys want to have some fun or topics or whatever. But this particular one is pretty sensitive to me, and I'm trying my best to eat healthy, and I just really need some of your support. And if you don't like it, I would like you to go find another office over there because I'm going to continue to keep eating healthy and you ain't going to say anything about it. Why do I always have like the like flare end at the end? I don't know. All right, let's go into some other ones. It says, I tell them to knock it until you try it. This is why I'm so healthy and you're not. Yeah. Good. Girl, you got the boundaries. You know what you're doing. All right, next one. Haha, we're always arguing about money and food because bad foods are less expensive, which I'm on medication, hence why I binge eat. Ah, got it. Okay. Yeah, so arguing about food, about money and food, that bad foods are less expensive. Essentially when you're on bad foods, is it really less expensive when you're having to pay for all those hospital and medical bills? Technically not. So they're actually more even if you really look at it. So you just have to ask yourself, are you willing to put the price and the finances right now for your health? Or is it going to be later? You really have to choose because if you eat garbage now, you will pay for it later, period. It's a fact. So it's which one do you prefer? And for me, I'm going to do it now. Good. Okay, so the mother one. Do we have one on the mother one yet? All right, well, I'll tell you how I would set a boundary with my mother. Let's say I was having an issue with my mother. What are some common ones we have with our mom? Maybe that our mom is wanting us to live a certain life and maybe we didn't. Ooh, that could be a good one. That could be a good one. Okay. Because they put their expectations on us of how we should live our life, right? Hey, Mom, I know that you would love for me to be an attorney or a stable job. but I actually own a company called Booty Bands and Barbells. And it's even better than being an attorney. No, just kidding. For all those attorneys out there, yes, you guys are great. We need you. But Mom, I'm fully happy and capable in doing what I'm doing. This is my passion and this is my dharma and this is what I'm meant to do. And what I really need from you is your support and your encouragement to support me in this direction, not to tell me to just go get a real job. It would really make me feel supported by you to know that I have my own decisions and my own choices in my life. And on the opposite, I would like to support you in areas of your life as well. Would you like to have some of my support in other areas? Because my value's in here, your value's in there, we're both valuable. I'm not going to put you down, but I am going to set a boundary of how and what and way I want to live my life. Did that help with the mother one? You tell me. Oh, when a man tells you you're fine just the way that you are. Okay, I got that one. Hey, honey, I know that you think that I'm good without makeup or that I don't need all this healthy food because it's expensive. What it makes me feel is that I'm on a mission to try to achieve these things, and I feel like what you're doing is you're just not supporting me there. And what I really want is your support. Now, I might be in a loop where I'm going to eat the healthy food and then I'm binging eating later, and I'm going to get help with Booty Bands and Barbells coaches to be able to understand that loop, and then I'll be able to save money and actually eat the food that I'm buying. But as of right now, I am fine the way that I am, but I even want to be better. So is there a way that you can support me as I want to work to become better? And I also, with that, want to ripple effect into your life and also help you become better. Can we be a team there rather than feeling like we're butting heads? Is that okay? Possibly. All right, these are good. I hopefully took something away for tonight as far as setting boundaries tonight. I will go ahead and share the PDF one more time. Several of you wanted to kind of see these PDFs, so let's go ahead and just reflect on them. The first one was awareness. Can I get to it? Okay, good. The first one's awareness. The second step is identifying your loop and knowing that you have the worthy and the value inside of you. If you're living extremes, it's because they're from limiting beliefs. And you'll always be stuck in your life. I speak to women that are 54 years or more stuck in their loops. And I don't want that to be you, because you're going to constantly be spinning in a pattern over and over and over again. So once you are able to break the loop, we can help you get there. Comment coach down below so we can get a coach to sign up with you. Step number 3 is actually setting the boundary. Saying that sentence with vulnerability, validating feelings, being relatable, be tactful. We don't need to put other people down, because if we feel like we need to put other people down, that's because we don't have the value inside of ourselves. So when we can come from a place of wholeness, we'll speak that way to other people. And then step number 4 is the consistent part. We have to be consistent when we set those boundaries. And that is really owning your worth and your self-respect as well. You deserve to. You deserve those boundaries. Okay? And the last, I just wanted to give a big shout out to the members that are in the accountability program. I'm going to try to do this each week because there are so many of you, and I just wanted to just take a moment and really spotlight those that are going through. The first one up in the corner is Naomi. Whew, I didn't know I was going to get emotional, but let's just take it in. Naomi, you're about to graduate here soon, And going through this journey with you of not only seeing your rock bottom experience to now this new version of you that you're meant to become, your clothes fitting better, the ripple effect that it's doing in your life, your job, etc., is an honor. And I'm going to miss you immensely because it was wonderful being your coach and seeing your transformation. So your confidence getting back is why I did this. So thanks for being in the program. The next one over is Margaret. Wow, I did not know I was going to be so emotional tonight. Wow. Okay. Margaret, you're also going to be graduating the program soon. The wins and the celebrations we've had with each other so far, 3 sizes of your pants down, your confidence within yourself that's now leaking into your job, and seeing the journey of where you originally started till now is an honor to be your coach. Thank you for showing up for you. It was truly beautiful. Next one is Rebecca. Rebecca's up in the top right. Rebecca, you were a size 17 and now you're a size 6. Your confidence of starting to wear bikinis now, even as you're getting older and knowing that you can become better, has been such a blessing to just observe your transformation. So thank you for letting me be your coach and letting me observe your transformation. Whew. Next one we have is Emily. Emily down here, she is a mother of 4, and getting her body back and really being able to see that ripple effect of into her children's lives now is probably one of the most beautiful things to see, that your children are now learning to lift weights along your side and seeing that mom puts herself as a priority. And what that will do is make your children also put themselves as a priority. So thank you for being such a rock star mom and showing up for yourself. Next one is Mandy. Mandy's going to be graduating soon. Oh my goodness, Mandy. Okay, Mandy, whew, we have done it all. We've done the mindset, we've done the nutrition, and we've done the workouts together. Your form improvement, your body changing, the sculpting and toning you're coming into, especially being in your 40s, and now giving you the tools of learning how to manage your menopause has been one of my greatest gifts, that now you do not have to have these immense crazy symptoms, but you're able to control them and you're able to then take control over your hormones. And a privilege. So thanks for joining, Mandy. Next one, this is going to be Larissa. Larissa, huge shout out for you for graduating the program. I always like to spotlight you as far as how far you've come. My favorite is when you've said, I now know how to shape my body. And your podcast is actually going to be launching this Sunday as you talk about how you were so fearful of the gym before, with just not the confidence of what you're doing, but now with the tools of booty bands and barbells in your own home and learning it through a coach and through the equipment, you now have the confidence to be at the gym and have zero fear walking in. So cool to see and hear that podcast that will be launching this Sunday. Next one, this is Krista. Krista, that is in her 50s, is blowing us away by showing us that it's not about age. It's not about your genetics. It's really knowing about what really are the tools, and forget the $80 billion weight loss industry that keeps shoving down lies in our face. Coming into truth has been really beautiful. So thank you for jumping on our podcast too and being in the program. All right, this next one, I put you in here. This is kind of an older photo here, Abby, but I don't have a recent photo of you this today. But when you said you could fit into your size 8 jeans and zip them up and button them up, on top of that, your second win of being able to then hip thrust 70 pounds, which you've never been able to do, first time this week. And the third one is when we were in our form video today and you were actually showing your children how to also do form. I'll send you over the screenshots, but it was honestly so endearing to really see a mother-son experience of you teaching them how to lift. It was really cool. So thank you for sharing that. I took a bunch of screenshots of some of the things we got this week of One win is that my clothes are starting to fit better, almost like a glove. That was from Jennifer, so big shout out to you. We have Holly that said, I'm beginning to notice a difference this week on how my clothes fit. It's feeling so good. Thank you so much, is what Holly said. So you're welcome, Holly. Next one, we got Nikki that says, I'm down a pant size. Oh my gosh, Nikki, I hope you're hearing this because I'm shouting you out right now. Good job. Next one, we have... I would say that my accountability of staying on track and my working out and nutrition, knowing I know to text you keeps you more accountable. I love it. Naomi says, I'm noticing that my thighs aren't rubbing together anymore like they used to. It's been years, Danita. It's a small win. Absolutely, Naomi. That's huge. We also had some other wins in here. We had Sally that had some amazing wins this week, and we also had Jill some amazing loss in her waist and inches and stuff like that. So big shout outs to all of you. There are a bunch more, and I will have to just save those for next time. But if you are also wanting to have amazing experiencing like these women, make sure to comment coach down below so we can make sure that you're getting these experiences. We go through mindset, nutrition, and workouts. It's all custom to you. It's not a cookie cutter plan. It is very personalized to what you're going through. So if it's time to show up for yourself, if it's that time, then let's do it. Why are we wasting more time? Why not live the life you're meant to live and create that ripple effect into all the other areas of your life? So great job for today of setting those healthy boundaries. For those that commented coach down below, I will make sure a coach reaches out to you within about 24 hours or sooner so that we can be able to support you to reach your goals. So lots of love. Hopefully you took away something so valuable tonight about boundary setting. It's important because you are important. You are valuable. You can set those boundaries, and I support you with those, okay? You guys have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys next week. And also next week, we'll be revealing the winners from our August challenge. So I'll see you guys then. Bye, everyone.